Hello students, we are going to start next chapter in the science textbook, that is the chapter number 2, Is Matter Around Us Pure? In this video, we are going to just discuss the introduction part of this chapter, that is Matter Around Us Pure? We purchase different type of items from the market. How do we judge whether the milk, ghee, butter, salt, spices, mineral water, or the juices that we buy from the market are pure? So the question arises, are these pure? Have you ever have noticed the word pure written on the packs of these consumables? That is, are these pures? So we can able to see the mark of pure on these packets. But for the common person, pure means having no adulteration. That means if certain things does not have any impurities, then that is called as pure. That is for the common person. But for the scientist, these are actually mixtures of different substances. So according to the scientist, the milk which is said to be pure, but that is not a pure, it is actually mixtures of different substances. So on the basis of the chemical composition of matter, the matter is classified as pure substances. What is the pure substance? The substances which having only one type of particle, that is called as pure substances. For example, here a substance, its particles is mentioned here in one color. So it shows that all the particles are of similar type. That's why it is made up of similar color. Let us take another pure substance that is also called as pure because it is only made up of one type of particle, that it is made by a certain color here. But when we mix these substances, now we can see that after making a physically, when it is mixed, we can see that now this mixture having two type of particles that is mentioned here with two colors. So that is now it is not called as pure because it is having more than one type of particle. Similarly, this also said to be a mixture because here also we can see that it is made up of two type of particles. But there is a difference in these mixtures. These are actually called as mixtures. Now when you look at these two cases, in these cases the particles are actually not have a uniform distribution, but here the particles have uniform distribution. That means when the particles get distributed or it get mixed uniformly, that is this type of mixture, and that is called as homogeneous. And if the particles are not mixed uniformly, that is called as heterogeneous. So we can classify the mixtures into two categories, that is homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. That is very clear from this diagram. The particles are not uniformly distributed or mixed. Here the particles are uniformly mixed. That's why the word comes homo, and here the word comes hetero. So we can say that on the basis of chemical class composition of matter, the matter is classified into two types, that is pure substances and mixtures. What is pure substance? The pure substance is made up of only one type of particle, but mixtures are made up of more than one type of particles, and if there is a uniform distribution of particle, that is called as homogeneous mixture, and if it is not uniformly distributed, then it is called as heterogeneous. So for the scientists, these are actually called as mixtures of different substances. So when we make the use of word pure, that is written in the packets. So the pure word there, it means that is for the common person, it means that it is free from the impurities. But chemically, according to the scientists, these are actually not pure. It is mixture. These are actually mixtures, and that is a mixtures of different pure substances. As a milk is a mixture, and it is a mixture of water, fat, proteins, etc. So here milk is a mixture. It is made up of certain pure substances that is mixed physically. That pure substances are water, it having the water particles, it having the fat particles, and even it have the proteins. So we can make the use word milk is not a pure substance. Milk is a mixture of pure substances like water, fat, proteins, etc. So there are different type of examples of mixtures that we actually come across in our day-to-day life. That is whatever we can find these all substances like ghee, butter, even the salt having also it is a mixture, spices, even the mineral water which also having the minerals particles and the water particles and the juices, because it is also made up of different type of particles. That is all these are actually mixtures. So chemically we can call that these all are mixtures. These are not the pure substances. So here just we can write that the mixtures are of two types of heterogeneous and homogeneous. Now we'll be writing the note for this concept. So we'll be writing the note. First, we have already discussed in the first chapter matter. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. And the matter is made up of particles. And we also discussed the different properties of particles in the first chapter. So we'll be just write the classification of matter. As in the first chapter we discussed that on the basis of physical state, matter is classified into three types, that is solids, liquids and gases. Even we have also discussed about the properties of solids and liquid and the gases in the first chapter. Now what we'll be going to write next, that is the pure substance and mixtures. Pure substance, what is pure substance? Is a substance which consists of a single type of particles or a single type of substance, which can be element or compound. That will be discussed in the further videos. Examples of pure substances are given here, that is iron, copper, hydrogen, oxygen, water, sugar, common salt, etc. And what is the definition for mixture? Mixture is a substance which consists of two or more pure substances, that is having two or more type of particles. Example is seawater, because seawater is actually not only having the water particles, but it also have a different type of salt particles present in it, even the dust particles, etc. Minerals, soil, air. Air is a mixture of different type of gases, because in the air different gases are there like hydrogen gas, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, etc. So air is also an example of mixture. Next we have sand, salt, sugar in water. Sugar is actually pure substance, but when sugar is added in water, then it is not called as pure, it is called as mixture. That is important. Sugar is pure, water is pure, but sugar in water is not pure, it is mixture. That is, it having the two type of substances are there in that. That is, two pure substances are there. That means there are two type of particles in it. So that is very important here. Salt is a pure substance, water is a pure substance, but salt in water is actually mixture. So you can find a different type of examples of mixtures that is very common to our life. How we distinguish pure substances and mixtures? Pure substance consists of a single type of substance, but mixture is having two or more type of pure substances. Here the pure substance cannot be separated into other substances by the physical method, but mixtures can be separated into its component by the physical method. That is, by physical method we can able to separate the components of the mixture. That is, example, salt in water. We know that salt in water is a mixture, and we can able to separate the salt from the water by the physical process like evaporation. That means when we evaporate the salt water, the water get evaporated but the salt remains there. So we could able to separate these components by the physical method. That is for the case of mixture. Pure substance has its own definite property, but mixture shows the properties of its component. So pure substance, whatever the pure substance are, it has its own definite property, but mixtures, they having the property of its component, like it salt water, salt water. So it is having a two component, salt and water. So it shows the properties of salt and it also shows the properties of water. So that is, mixture shows the properties of its component. So these are the 3 pages which you need to write in the notebook as a note. So the further details of the mixtures will be discussing in the next video. So this is all about this video. Have a nice day.